Hey everybody, flowridelive here, and this video has been I've gotten a lot of messages asking if I could do a video about just the components of a scooter and just the frame of it and all and how everything fits together. So just like a basic overall rundown of my scooter and just scooters in general and the parts that are put into them. So obviously starting off at the top, there's grips, which are obviously a necessity. Everybody needs grips. ODI, Animal Edwin's, everything works really great. I know Blunt makes grips now, District. All these are really great rubber grips, and they are a necessity for your scooter. So next, you have your bar ends that usually or always come with your grips. They're essential because when your bars show and you're doing bar spins or something, if you accidentally catch it on the outside, you can nick your hands and then just get a cut on your finger or something like that, and that always sucks. So you want to make sure that you have your bar ends. This one accidentally went inside my bars, but none of the metal part is showing, as you can see, so it's fine. Next, going down, you have your bars. Obviously, your bars connect to your forks, and you always need a compression system if you're running a threadless headset, which I'll get into in a bit. But your bars can be customized any way you want. Some of them have star nuts in them, which is for compression usage, and mine specifically are 22 inches high by 18 wide. A lot of people have been asking me that as well. So yeah, that's it. And these ones are specifically oversized. You can get standard and oversized bars. Standard are usually used on a threaded headset, or they can be used if you have threadless forks and a small or standard size compression system. Also, if you are going to run specific type of compression called hidden internal compression, you need these oversized bars. These ones specifically are Lucky bars, Lucky oversized HIC bars, because I was running HIC before I got this big guy. So going down from the bars, we got my Proto standard compression system. It's a 4-bolt quad compression clamp that is fantastic. It holds up really, really, really well. And I'll make some tutorial videos on how to tighten SCS and just put it on, get your bars in there, stretch it, and all that good stuff. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. But what this Proto SCS does and why it's so fantastic is that your bars go in the first top half, and in the middle, right in there, there's a little separator. That's in the shape of the protostar, and your forks come up right beneath that. And so what it does is that it compresses your bars and forks like the exact same amount, so that your forks will never come loose and never ever become dislocated from your bars, which is awesome because my HIC bent so much that every single trick that I landed or every trick that I didn't land, my forks would just turn completely sideways and I would have to redo the entire thing. So that was really a pain in the butt. So I got myself a Proto SCS and I have no regrets. It's fantastic. It's definitely worth the price. So this is only one of the types of the compression system, as I mentioned earlier. Hidden internal compression goes inside your bars. You need oversized HIC bars for that. It includes a top cap, a top bolt that flushes into a star nut that goes inside your forks. And if you want, leave a comment, I can show you the star nut. I'll take off my forks, show you how to get the star nut inside. Although I recommend you do it professionally and take it to a local bicycle shop, which is what I did. And then that just goes, you tighten it down with your HIC shim, just put your bars, oversized bars right over it. It works like magic until you bend it, or if you bend it. So, yeah, that's the compression system part of the scooter. Also, it's pretty much the same concept as a stem on a BMX bike. So yeah, then going down from the compression system, we have our threadless headset. So there's all different types of headsets, from threaded to threadless, and integrated headsets, standard headsets, all that different kind of stuff. And there's several different companies that make them. This one is Sins. There's Orbit, FSA, all those different Animal, Blunt makes them, all the great companies. And most of them are pretty top of the line. Some are better than others. Like I know that the Orbit Impact headset is one of the best on the line. I mean, King Creek S3 or S4 headsets they're not integrated, so you can't use them with a deck like a District, which I'll get to in a moment. But you can use them for all different standard decks, and I know that they're fantastic because my friend has ridden one. He thinks it's awesome. So, basically, what the headset is it goes and flushes into the headset cups. These ones are integrated on the District deck. So there's two bearings, a top one and a bottom one, and then there's a little bearing race that's on the bottom of the second bearing that's just flushed onto your forks, so that gives something for the forks to spin around, or the bearing to get on. And then going up, there's another top bearing right up in here, and then there's a crown race that goes into and keeps the bearing locked in. There's a little washer right here, and then there's your top cap. This is an integrated headset, and the standard threadless headsets just have a little bit more pieces to them and just a little more complex. So yeah, the headsets are what makes your bar move, obviously essential for all your tricks, or most of your tricks, and it's a really big part of your scooter that you need to get a pretty good headset, because threaded headsets are not very good if you don't run them properly, and threadless headsets are obviously going to be a better choice and more durable in the future. So then the next component of your scooter is the forks. So these, I'll zoom in. These forks are Lucky LSV3 forks. They are fantastic. I have the wheel out right now just for, because I cracked my bearings, but which I'll get to in a second. I'll explain those. But these are Lucky forks. They are awesome. They have a 10mm offset, as you can see right there. They're a little bit in front of the fork tube that goes up into my deck. And so they're a nice green color, and they fit 100 and 110mm wheels, which I like 110 just because it raises you a little bit higher off the ground, and you can get just, I think they're a little bit faster too. So obviously your axle goes through the little hole right there, goes through the wheel, and just this, when you tighten it, compresses down on your wheel and just makes a perfect fit for your wheel, so it doesn't squeak or rattle or anything like that. Keeps your scooter nice and solid. So then moving on, after your forks, your wheel usually goes inside, but everybody knows that, so I'm just going to skip the wheel. And so there's the deck. I specifically have a District deck, District V2 integrated deck. As I said earlier, has integrated headset cups, and the deck is the most important part of the scooter besides the bars. So your deck can come in all different varieties. So the deck can, first of all, this one is 4.25 or 4.3 inches wide. So it all depends on your preference of how wide you want it. I suppose if you have smaller feet, or if you're doing, but if you're doing like street and stuff, you're going to want a wider deck, this is right in the middle of them. There's 4.5 inch decks and everything like that. So it all depends on preference and kind of what you're riding. You kind of want a wider, longer deck if you're riding street, and sort of a skinnier, shorter deck if you're riding park. I don't know, that's just kind of my preference. So the head tube angle also matters. I think this is set at 81.5, but I'm not quite sure, so don't quote me on that. So this is also important because if you're doing hang fives, which is a really, really fun trick to do, you're going to want a head tube angle that's just right for you, and you just kind of need to experiment, like test out different ones of decks and stuff, and just see which one you like. See if you can borrow your friend's scooter or something like that, or just look it up online. Like, if I want to do hang fives, like, what's a great head tube angle? And I definitely suggest a District, because it's just perfect head tube angle. So the sides of this deck are also very flat and very smooth, so for finger whips and just indie grabs and stuff, it's great. And as you can notice on the bottom, it's very, very flat, and unlike other decks, such as the Mag Gear decks, it's just so flat, and these two little rails come out and just provide a perfect sliding surface for both street and park riding. And then next, on the deck, one of the components of the deck, obviously, is the brake. And the brake is one of the most important parts of your scooter as well. As a component of the deck, it really helps with your manuals, and if a little kid gets in your way or somebody gets in your way at the skate park, always essential to stop. So this is your brake. This one's sliding. They can also be flex fenders coming from the side with a bolt. Some people, flex fenders mount from the top. So yeah, it's just based on preference of what you want. You got to learn that over time, and they're definitely an essential part. So hopefully this runs through all the components of a scooter. And if you think this video is like pointless or anything, don't watch it, honestly. Because I'm just doing this for my subscribers who've messaged me and been like, yo, dude, do one of these just so I can know which kind of parts to get and think about the parts and just know how everything runs through. I was like, okay, sweet. So yeah, this is why I made this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And if you have any questions or comments or want me to get more into specific detail or show you how to put some of these parts together, go for it. Just leave a comment below and definitely subscribe if this helped you. Alright, so thanks guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.